Remember? I mean, Coach, we were
Huge.
around. Bro,
Huge.
I swear to God, it would have been like the Empire Strike Back premiering and Darth Vader isn't in the movie. There's no sign of Darth Vader. We don't mention Darth Vader. That's what the equivalent of last night was, Coach.
We've been on the air for 55 minutes, and I had all these other things to talk about. And that's how big this show or this mistake was. And the one thing they never do, the one thing I'm learning as a person who's leading and other things that I do, is the one thing you have got to be willing to do if you want to be a good leader is admit when you make mistakes.
Yes, sir. Yep.
We're never going to hear that. Instead, you're going to put Michael Cole, Paul Heyman, John Cena on Pat McAfee's show, and they are going to blow this out of the water. McAfee telling Cena, you've earned this, man. 20 years, man. You earned this. Blah, 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 blah. And I love McAfee as a whole, but last night they were trying to put lipstick on a pig. The commentary for the main event was everything that it should not have been because they knew it was coming to. Michael Cole's not stupid. He's called 28 of these things. He knew that everybody was going to shit on this. And yet they don't have a voice in the room. It really is crazy. Another super sticker, Final Boss Engaged. Thank you. Some online thinks Cena will give Rock the belt tonight. Why would you give that away tonight and not the biggest night of the year? At least part of it. That's why all these conspiracy theories. But let's say this does happen because we got to wrap it up, and we'll talk more about this on Thursday after what we see tonight. Vince, this is what you and I were worried about. I said John Cena had to win in order for him to be on Raw the next night. That's exactly what happened. But how they did it, colossal failure. So now you're going to have 4 months. And if The Rock didn't show up the last 3 months, he damn sure is not going to show up the next 4 months. So what do they do now moving forward that the game has all this negativity surrounding him, and then now they're going to go through cuts, which they always do. There's going to be a bunch of people get fired. They always do it at the end of April, beginning of May. And now there's going to be so much negativity surrounding this product. How do they move forward?
You know, Coach, I'm just going to go back to what I've been saying all along. I first have to see their, fan base say, you know what? You screwed us. You effed us over, rather than everything is hunky-dory and it's forgotten about and we're singing along with Dominic Mysterio tonight. I've got to see that first because this fan base has convinced me to this point they do no wrong. There is nothing they do that is wrong. I am going to have to see a change in their fan base. And, Coach, I've got to be honest with you. I don't know if we're going to. I really don't know if we're going to.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because a lot of times, and this happened when you and I were there, they look at certain things, they go, well, it's here. And now with TKO and all these different people that are not wrestling people. These are not wrestling people.
Right.
These are business people.
Yes.
And all they look at is the WWE world that had a line that took some people 2 and 3 hours to get in. Oh, business is booming. We see all the people right there. You got people literally paying $800. You're like, okay, that clearly we're doing something right. And I think they're losing sight of the fact, or nobody's telling them, that if your core gets out of whack, then those fans that paid all that money next year, they ain't going to the next WrestleMania. And then eventually it starts to fall off. I saw it. I was there. It happened in 2002, 2003. They will say, screw you. They said it to Rock with his movies. They didn't go watch him because he walked away from the business. And I think they're making a calculated mistake at a time when there's never been more interest in the product. And now if you're AEW, if you can get a really good person in there like, I don't know, a Vince Russo, and start writing really good shows, these are the times you take advantage of the other company just dropping the ball. This is what you do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Coach, because a lot of people don't understand how we got back in the game with the Attitude Era is WCW beat the NWO to death. It was Wolfpack, it was NWO Blue, NWO Red, NWO Purple. They had watered that down so badly that gave us the opening. And that's what you have here. This is an opening, but Tony Khan has no idea what he's doing creatively. So like you said, unless somebody is put in place, they're not going to take advantage of this situation.
I will say it again because it got a lot of play on Thursday. Tony Khan, the man's right here. Call us. We will help you. We will help you. We'll take the phone call. So now you've got a WWE, Vince, that your two biggest champions are John Cena, who just said on national TV he's taking the belt home. He's not even talking about defending it. He's just going to take it, and the business can do what they want to do. And then you got Jey Uso, who, as I correctly predicted, would start the show because of his entrance. And then you had Paul Heyman in a different interview talk about all the hate that Jey Uso is getting for not being ready or not being at the level you need to be a guy that you can put the company behind. And this will be kind of the last thing we talk about here on the show. So, Vince, all of that defending of Jey Uso, they give him the World Heavyweight Championship. And what does he do? He gets absolutely hammered throughout the entire night. So by the time the post-press conference came, he was so drunk, he couldn't even put a sentence together. And they not only put him out there, they then posted stuff from that press conference with him. All he could say was yeet, and that's right. Yeet, that's right. Hammered. And then he goes to Live nightclub and gets even more drunk. And that's part of the reason he was getting this, that Cody Rhodes never would have done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What did you make of the drunk video?
Yeah, Coach, I literally last night when the show was over, I was literally Rocky Balboa in Rocky 1 going the distance with Apollo Creed. No way I was watching anything after that. But Coach, can they be this stupid? You really want the icing on the cake? There are people, and again, bro, this is the WWE faithful. I'm telling you, there are people online. Rock's going to appear on Raw tonight, and Cena's going to give him the belt. Coach, can you imagine if these morons did that and didn't tell anybody? Can you imagine if they, after last night, if they know they have Rock on tonight's show and kayfabe it? Can you imagine? Bro, I see them doing that. I literally see them doing that.
Vince, there is not a world that I've never been this dumbfounded in my entire career.
Listen, I say this all the time about wrestling. This is a Christopher Guest movie. If Christopher Guest got a hold of this and understood wrestling, it would be his greatest movie of all time.
The thing about it is, I think the reason I feel this way is because I wanted it to be great. I was ready to eat crow.
Coach, I was ready to eat crow. I swear. I was convinced in my mind they were going to do something so phenomenal that I was going to have to eat crow. I swear I was ready to do that, Coach.
Wow. Well, we're going to see tonight, and I guess maybe we need to work into a world where we separate the show from real life and something we never believed in. I'm dumbfounded. So we will watch Raw tonight. We will, of course, talk about it on Thursday, and we'll see exactly what creative has in line for the next 4 months. And I'm guessing, Vince, we're going to have a tournament because John Cena is going to take his ball and go home. If they announce a tournament tonight on Monday Night Raw and Cena walks out of the building with that title, that could be the all-time low moment maybe in the history of that championship. Truly.
Yeah, and Coach, I want to point out one other thing that somebody had to actually point out to me.
What's that?
Coach, we talk about all these entrances and how long it all took and everything like that, right? 2 nights, 8 hours, not one backstage segment.
Wow.
Not one backstage interview.
I didn't even think about that. Not one. Not an interview leading up to the...
Not one.
That was always a staple. Staple. Hey, Rock, later on tonight, you're going one-on-one with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's right. I mean, that was a staple. I mean, I was the one that did the Rock interview before Rock and Hogan WrestleMania 18. That was me. I did that.
Not
That's
one.
a staple in wrestling. Wow. All right. Well, we've done all the damage that we can do. Vince, great job. Great job. We will continue to be here, and maybe we're going to lean over to the AEW. I don't know. But I can't wait to see it tonight. I love that guy so much, and we love all of you. So many of you in the chat today. It was just popping, and that's exactly what we want. We love this, and we love it when it's good, but they've got to hear it when it's not good. And right now, after last night, we'll see how the WWE reacts. All right, do not forget, tonight right here on our YouTube page, The Last Word, as soon as Raw goes off the air, will be live. Me, Big Tommy C, maybe Raphael, Gabby's traveling today, we'll see. But I certainly will be here, and we'll talk a lot more about this later on tonight after we see what happens on Monday Night Raw. For Vince Russo, for Producer Man, for Intern Dan, I am the coach. We'll see you on Thursday right here. There is only one, The Coach and Bro Show.